Hey, Greg. Thanks for talking to us again. Christian was talking about the long flight, maybe the longest of his professional career, around 7.5 hours or something like that.
It sounds about right. Yeah, it's a long travel. Good, better now though than the old days when we had to commercial it all the way down. So, most of the guys had their own row and they could lay out across the three seats, and they get a chance to rest. So it's a long flight, but we got in and then they went to the gym to move around a little bit, get some rest, and then we went out and trained this morning, or this afternoon, and just to get the flight out of the system and get turned around for tomorrow.
I know you had updates after the game against Vancouver for Garces and Sanabria. Has there been any changes in either of those?
Emmy is good. He was, we're able to get the fluid out of his calves and shins, if you will. I think it was a combination of the taping of his ankles, the socks being new and really, really tight, and then the turf, as I said to you, just was very difficult to get footing, and I think just trying to cut, change directions, things like that, I think just was adding a lot of additional sort of stress, and he was just basically fluid just filling up in his lower extremities there. So they were able to get it out. He trained today. He should be available for tomorrow. Lucas, they found it's a fractured collarbone. It wasn't broken all the way through, but there's certainly a fracture there. He's had it before, different spot, but he's had a broken collarbone before. So he flew back to seek whatever medical attention he needs for this time being.
No, dos por aquello.
Thank you. Rob Hallam, please go ahead.
Hey, Greg. Thanks so much for your time. Difficult start to the season, but this seems like the kind of match that could kind of propel or springboard the team forward. Is this the way you're kind of seeing this match? Do you kind of feel like this is the match that can kind of wipe the slate clean and get the team going?
Yeah, it's, again, different competition. Be able to come down here in sort of a new format. Obviously, it's 2 matches. So the most important thing in the first match is you set yourself up for the best chance to win the series back in Los Angeles in the second one. I don't think there's, you want to get an away goal if at all possible, obviously, and you want to try to keep things tight for the opposition. So I think with each of these games, relatively new group, some of the mistakes things that we were doing to ourselves in the last game are things we've got to continue to clean up, both with and without the ball. Trying to find the right solutions inside of this group to be more goal dangerous is something that we're working without, obviously, some of the guys that we're used to having due to injuries and others. And so I think for us, it's another opportunity to get out and try to, like you said, trying to turn the knob a little bit here in terms of executing better, a better overall performance, being more goal dangerous throughout the course of the game, things like that. So it's an opportunity for this group again to get back out, and we'll rotate some things around and also get some guys out because it's a really busy schedule right now, 4 games in 2 weeks and lots of travel, as we've already discussed. So we're going to pick a group, but it's a chance for guys to step in and also really help the team in this moment.
Any concerns at all about the altitude at which you guys are going to be playing?
No, I don't think we really feel anything from that perspective. I didn't feel it today at all. If there is any altitude, I didn't notice it at all. For us, it's just there's a touch of humidity. It's a little warmer, but not horrible. It'll be at night. I think that'll be fine. Then it's just going to come down to playing surface and a new ball. It's very jumpy. It was interesting using the ball today because it's very lively. And so getting a feel for that was a little bit of different. It was popping off of guys' feet a lot faster than the other ball, and shooting from distance I think is something that we'll probably see because the ball just seems to kind of fly and jump off of people's feet pretty quickly. So just a little bit of circumstances, but nothing out of the normal.
Perfect. Keisha Gomez, go ahead.
Hello, coach. What do you know about Herediano? What team reference do you have the players? Have you been able to study the team?
Yeah, they're a good team, and we watched both legs of the RSL, the Real Salt Lake series. Watched a couple of their in-league matches. I watched the match from this weekend. So obviously they're a good team, in good form right now. Some dynamic players. I like to get numbers high in the attack, and some dynamic players that are around the field. And again, not afraid to play aggressive at times and play direct at times. Tactically pretty versatile in terms of the different movements that they'll make. So they're an interesting team. I mean, they're certainly a good team that can cause a lot of problems, and they don't give up a lot of goals. They're very compact defensively, and we saw that against RSL as well. So a good, well-organized team with some tactics and some players that can certainly make a difference inside of a game. And we've seen some tendencies that they tend to utilize, but these are, in all of these matches, all of those things are subject to change as the game gets going. So we'll see how it plays out. But a very good team and in good form, in first place down here as well, which is good for them.
Perfect. Damian, Coho. Charles, you ahead.
I think Damien. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Greg, Charles Bone from MLS Soccer.
Charles.
It's been a complicated start to the season for you guys. I wanted to ask if there's any parallels in your past, in your previous parts of your career, that have been anything like this, having to rebuild a champion. It's not a phrase we're used to talking about.
Yeah, I mean, there's been different circumstances and different reasons. Some of it is the players we lose. Some of it's the players who are injured. When you lose important players who sort of change the dynamics of your group, then it is now a little bit. And some of those, like I said, some of it is injury, and some of it is the nature of the salary cap stuff and having to make moves. So for this right now, for this group, it's trying to find the right dynamics to get us to play in the vision that we want to play, but also we have to be, more dynamic on the attacking half of the field. The game needs to move faster for us. It's too slow right now. Defensively, a little bit more connected. We're integrating players into key areas of the field that used to be what I would say a well-oiled machine, and now they're in the rebuilding phase, and that's something that we have to work through. So these early games, this competition and these early games are going to be important for us to, try to take a step forward within each one of these games. And also for me is maybe an opportunity to look at maybe some different relationships and guys that are, maybe play a slightly different role that can help us to build some of the momentum and the speed that I think we're lacking sometimes in our attacking actions. So we're looking together and working together to try to keep moving the group forward. So is there a parallel? I don't know if there's an exact parallel. I mean, in Toronto we had, in 2017, after winning the championship, we had a group that started to get a lot of injuries through the long Champions League run. That created some challenges there where we had to be a little more creative about how we went about things. If you recall, we played Michael Bradley and Vanderveel as the two center backs in the final. So there's times where we've had to be creative, but I don't recall off the top of my head times where we've had it that kind of right off the bat where we've had to make some adjustments. But this group, we'll figure it out. This is what we do, and we'll do it with the guys we have now until we can get the guys healthy to fill back into their spots that we expect them to be in.
Last question, Damian, please go ahead.
Hey Greg, thanks for taking the time. As you look at the roster with guys that are out, and then you look who's on the bench from Sunday, there's a chance you could see some teenagers out there, some young guys. How confident are you that group can go out there and get the result that you guys need?
Yeah, I'm confident in the group that we have, the guys that are here. Each guy brings something a little different to the equation. I'm just trying to figure out how to, at times looking at, without having guys that would normally be plug and play into positions, is how to how to slip guys into roles that suit what we're trying to get out of this particular group with this particular group of players. And so, but I'm confident in the guys. Anybody that we put on the field, I'm confident that they're ready to go out there and compete and to give us the best chance to get the result we need. Again, tomorrow isn't all necessarily about having to win the game. Winning the game is nice, but there are, in these two legs where you play one away and one home, there's other aspects of this that are important too. Like I said, away goals, which are tiebreakers, other things. So it's a 4-half sort of a game, or a 2-leg game where we're just playing the first part of it tomorrow, and I think we need to approach the game with that kind of mindset and approach. Meanwhile, as we know, we've got a lot of games in this little window of time, and it's the very beginning of the season, which we've already sustained our fair share of issues and injuries. So we have to be smart, and we have to approach the game in a way that we feel like we can set ourselves up to win at home. That's the most important piece.
And one injury update. I know he's not on. I don't think he's on the trip. Mickey, you expect him back for Sunday, or what's the timetable on him?
We'll see. It was a kind of a minor low grade 1 hamstring, and so usually that is 10 days to 2 weeks. This weekend we'll be pushing about 10 days. So it's really just kind of see where he's at as we get through the last part of this week.
Perfect. Thank you so much, head coach.
All right. Thank you.